And good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Leaders Worldwide Toastmasters Club. It is October 11th, and I'm Sally Reyes, assisting the Sergeant at Arms. Please take out your phone and set it to silence. Now, I would like to ask your help to welcome our president, innovative creator, DTM, general intuitive, and guardian angel, the invincible Cynthia Scott. Take it away.
Thank you, Sally, and welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so excited to have you here today. We have a lot to celebrate today. First of all, our beloved Tala bin Hamid is the District Director of Pakistan, and he is also the recipient of his 4th DTM. Please give him a big round of applause.
Wow.
4 DTMs, my goodness. He's going for the Guinness Book of World Records. And we're also celebrating today. We have Sheena Walker, who's been giving us a beautiful presentation on how to make your speech more purposeful and more clear for your intended audience. So we're excited about that. And then we're going to have the DTM showdown, and we're going to have our speaker, which is Kachitan, and then evaluator is Santosh, and they're both DTMs. And then I will evaluate the evaluator, Santosh, and then give you a presentation on evaluation, the breakfast of champions. And at the same time, simultaneously, we want to have 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 breakout rooms with speakers speaking in them. And so one of the things that we do in our Speechcraft is that we focus a lot on evaluations. And so every evaluator gets an evaluation of that evaluation for a teaching moment, so they can learn and understand how to better evaluate, and all the speakers in the room can learn how to give great evaluations. And evaluations at Leaders Worldwide, we focus on 3 things. 1, they need to be supportive, to really encourage the speaker to continue to speak, not to discourage them in any way. 2nd, we have you focus on their strengths so they can do more of them. And then 3rd, we have you give at least 1 stretch goal. We don't call them weaknesses. We don't call them area of improvement. We call them stretch goals they can stretch into and make their speech even better. So that's how we look at evaluations at Leaders Worldwide, and we're going to be focusing on that a lot today. So I'm so excited. We have so many guests. We really don't have time to acknowledge you one by one, but at the end of everything, 2 hours later, we're going to have our world famous takeaways and virtual chocolates, where you can share how your experience was. And we focus a lot on our guests so they have a chance to speak. Plus, many of our guests will have a chance to participate in table topics in the main room and all 3 of the Speechcraft rooms. So you have lots of chances to speak today. We're just so happy that you're here. And without further ado, I'm going to give it to our 4-time DTM award winner, Tala bin Hamid. Take it away, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, President Cynthia. It's the DTM Showdown, and that's the theme of today's meeting. As our president already briefed you, some historic things are about to happen in today's meeting. And the theme of the meeting, of course, is DTM Showdown. And here you will witness how, when a DTM speaks, another DTM evaluates, and another DTM evaluates the evaluation. What does it look like? You will find out today. So I can't wait, and I'm sure all of you can't wait as well. So moving on, it is time to introduce our journal evaluator, who I hope to God that I'm pronouncing correctly, Damilar Olanian. Is that correct, General Evaluator? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, you're correct. Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much. So my name is Damlar Olanio, and I am the General Evaluator for today's meeting. Each player playing this role as the General Evaluator. As General Evaluator, my role is simple, is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. And I won't be working alone. I will also be working with a team of competent role players. Now, I would like to call onto the virtual stage, the grammarian. Please a round of applause as we welcome on the stage, Sally Elizabeth Ray, to explain the role of the grammarian.
Hello, and I'm Sally Reyes and your grammarian. We have a word of the day, which is challenge. And my definition is stand and deliver. That's when you're challenged to move yourself forward. The grammarian part of my job is to detect the ums and the ahs and the buts and ands and things that do not connect with the content and the importance of your delivery. And we want to hear the best out of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sally Reyes. Funny, you think challenge is continuity. I think challenge is timing. And for that, we have our timer, Toastmaster Joy Senna. Please announce timing cards and introduce your role.
Thank you very much. My name is Joy. By the rules, I'm supposed to show my video. But unfortunately, I'm in the office and my office rules do not permit me to show the atmosphere of my working area. So kindly permit me, I'll show the cards now. Our keynote speaker has a minimum of 30 minutes to give the speech and a maximum of 15. And so at the 30 minutes, I'll show the green card.
Toastmaster Joy, can you turn on your video, please? I think she has lost connection. Was it just me or all of you were also hearing some lag?
Yes, there was some
Yeah,
distortion.
there was quite of disturbance. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so at least, so I'm relieved that at least it's not my connection. So let's wait for a few seconds for her to come back. Okay, I believe we can ask another member to take up the timing. Is there anyone who'd like to take up the timing of the meeting?
Oh, is our timer not here? They must have had an internet problem.
Yeah, exactly. They were having trouble and then she logged out. Basically.
Okay. Well, one of our other timers in the breakout rooms like to take up that role for just now?
Okay, I think our timer is back.
Oh, great.
Toastmaster Joy, can you hear me?
Is your audio still getting on board?
I doubt that audio is not connected yet.
Does it say audio connecting?
No, it doesn't even say that. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, can we have one of our other timers time for this segment until Joy can get all settled in?
Yeah. Anyone?
The timers,
In fact, I believe I can do that because I won't be doing anything between segments, right?
yeah, that would be wonderful.
Okay, fine. I'll take it up.
so much.
I'll take it up.
Thank
So-
you.
So now, being an impromptu timer, I have to go. Hello?
I am on, but I'm unable to share my screen.
Toastmaster Joy, are you able to share your video?
Okay, let's just have Talak, if you could just time would be great.
Yeah, fair
We'll
enough.
just
Fair enough.
Move on, and at the break, we'll kind of reassemble and see what's up. So thank
Sure,
you.
no
Joy.
worries. No worries. So yeah, so my role, impromptu role as a timer would be to display the timing cards for various speeches and for various segments. So for example,
So,
if a key,
I'm sorry, Tala, can you just give us the timing for the keynote speaker, and then
Yeah.
before each kind of speaker speaks, we'll have, but the keynote speaker was the only speaker before we have a break.
Yeah.
So we'll just take that.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, fair enough. So keynote speakers speech duration is 15 minutes. That means I'll be showing the green at 13 minutes, yellow at 14 minutes, and red at 15 minutes. And red will mean that ideally the keynote speaker should wind up the speech within 30 seconds. And after that, there will be a 5-minute question answer session. And I absolutely hope that this is all the timing I need to do today. And we have our timer before the next segment. Otherwise, if that's not the case, then I will explain the later segments at a later stage. So with that taken care of, we now move on to our keynote speaker. And our keynote speaker is someone very special. But what's more special is the title of her speech, Strictly Come Presenting, Finding the Gap in Your Performance. I don't know what you will teach us, but you should definitely teach us how to name our speeches. Sheena Walker is the creator of Performance by Design speaker system, an international speaker, corporate trainer, radio presenter, and entrepreneur of high performance. Sheena is a member of Leaders Worldwide. Needless to say, like all great people, she's also our member. A graduate and guest lecturer of the University of Stirling, studying international business, marketing, economics, HR, and media. After studying and learning from the world of sport and business and what made individuals outstanding, she created an innovative signature model to break performance boundaries into keynote presentations, a signature speaking system, and performance by design masterclass. So I'm thrilled and beyond joy to welcome our keynote speaker of the day, Toastmaster Sheena Walker. Everybody, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Sheena. Over to you, madam. Yes. Yes, Toastmaster Sheena, we are
Yes,
waiting for
I am just about. I seem to have.
Are you having trouble with your slides?
No, I'm having. Just let me bring back.
Okay.
I've had this all set. Sorry about that. I seem to have lost.
Okay, then go on without them. You know the rules. Just show us your beautiful presentation with your face.
I've.
Please start. We're going to start your timing now. So if you don't start, you're going to lose time.
Yes, okay.
Show must go on.
Like that. Okay. If I said to you that speaking was the most profitable skill in the business world today, why am I saying that? Because being able to speak and present is what top business companies are looking for. To present, sell, win in the boardroom, win new customers, and really to lead the field. So what I'm going to share with you tonight is, when you step on the stage to speak, do you realize you have a responsibility to your audience? Do you leave them with a new purpose and perspective? Will they be inspired? Or will they be disappointed and think what they've heard was not what they came to hear? Will they go, wow? So what I'm going to share with you tonight is Strictly Come Presenting, and there's 9 steps, and they're each 60 seconds. And what I'd like you to do is to ask yourself the question as I present them, and ask, do I do this? Do I not? Could I do this? And will it make a huge difference? So one of the very first things that we need to consider is you, the presenter. As the presenter, there is one key skill that you need to have as the presenter. You need to be an expert. You need to be a master of business, of digital marketing, of social media, any one of these skills. If you're not an expert, then the people will probably think, oh, why am I listening to this person? And one of the things as a presenter you need to think about is not me, listen to me. You have to be more you focused. And that's a key step in Strictly Come Presenting, a key step in your performance. When we move on to the second step is love your audience. Within a football ground, people that support football go to the football ground to watch it, to see their favourite team, to see who's the best, Ronaldo, Messi. When you are speaking to your audience, you need to paint a portrait of your audience and gather information that reflects what you're going to speak to them about today. You need to look at what's the challenges. What are they currently facing in the new economy, particularly since COVID? What is it that you need to share with them? You need to look at their website, you need to do a survey, but you need to paint a portrait. And so that in your head, when you're an expert and you speak to your audience, it's very laser focused. And when we move on to step 3, this is a key step. It's about designing your message. I'm going to go through the steps. I'm going to come back to this particular step because this is the most important step in all of the steps, is how do you design your message? By writing a 25-word happy ending and outcome is what we're going to talk about just in a few minutes. And when we move on, one of the things that's really key is how do you create that connection with your audience? Do you give them lots of facts and information that they quite honestly think, oh, that's a little boring? Do you engage them and hold their attention? Are you exciting? Are you curious? Do you find that people think, oh, I wonder what's coming next? Are you enthusiastic? Or do you have a serious face that quite honestly the audience feels like just putting in their earphones So you need to create that connection. And one of the things, of course, is being a subject matter expert and having the right theme to speak to your audience is absolutely imperative. So a key point, a step, 60 seconds, create that connection and hold their attention. And as we move on to 5, this is absolutely crucial too, that once you've got the first few steps correct, then you need to deliver with style. And being able to deliver with style, do you stand? Do you sit? Do you smile? How do you use your voice? How do you use your body language? And if time permits, we'll come back and look at this. But delivering with style, I'd like to do a 60-second here is, how do you use your voice? Most people speak in monotone. I've seen it on the stage, in the boardroom, presenters. If you're using your voice, you have to have a soft voice, you have to have a normal voice, and then you have a louder voice. That's it simplified. There is fancier terms for using your voice. But if I'm speaking to somebody and they've got a challenge, they're a bit sad, or something's wrong in their organization and you're speaking to them, you actually take 50% off your voice. Yes, 50%. And you talk to them in that soft, gentle way. That's called having an emotive voice. And that's absolutely imperative for a lot of the work you do. When you come back center stage to speak to a group or to continue your presentation, you would go back to using your normal voice. If you get excited, as in me being at Wimbledon, being excited, your voice would be raised. If you're sharing something, a product, something of your services that gets fantastic results, the purpose there is to be enthusiastic. Let them see that you are enthusiastic. And this one about managing interruptions. Step 6 is when somebody actually interrupts you when you're halfway through your presentation, or if you're at a recruitment interview, or if you're speaking in the boardroom, you get lots of interruptions. We'll be doing another session on this in the next few months, but there is some golden rules about disruptions. And that is that you need to have plan B there to be able to cope with whatever it has disrupted. And one of these things, there was a chap called Michael Bay, was launching a new Samsung phone, and he was only 10 seconds into his presentation. The auto cue went down, and so did he go down, because he didn't know what he was going to be speaking about. He didn't know what was coming next. So I guess that the disruption there was Samsung was paying him thousands of pounds to launch their phone, and plan B wasn't there. It could have been the presenter, it could have been the organisation. But as a presenter, you have to manage that. And as Cynthia said to me earlier, you need to be able to continue whether you've got your presentation or not. So when we move on, step 7, 60 seconds, is mastering the question and answer session. And sometimes a presenter will say at the very beginning, they will take questions at the end. They may say, if it's a training day, they may say they'll take questions after each topic. But what's important is that you can actually answer, acknowledge. So it's important to answer the person when you do the question and answers is, that's a great question, and you know the answer, you tell them. You don't know the answer, let me get back to you. Somebody asks a brilliant question, you say, that's a brilliant question, and you can follow up on that. But can I just say that I will be giving a handout on this as part of Leaders Worldwide, so you will have this a little bit more expanded. And I've had feedback on this. Sometimes sometimes I don't get right. It's about finishing on time. And one of the things as well is that when you've got a presentation, you have to be able to look at the introduction. Is it a minute or is it 30 seconds, and how long each step will take? And so you've got time for the most important part. And I guess that's about, for me, that's about how do you prepare, how do you plan to do your presentation, how do you design it, how do you deliver it, and how do you deliver it in such a way that you can get everything in and be able to finish on time, and also be able to adapt to any last minute changes, which is actually really important. So let me go back to the one I said I was going to expand on just a little bit more, which was number 3, is about designing your message. Now, this is something you maybe know and maybe you don't know, but I'd like to give you, this is my background and my training that has helped me look at this aspect of designing your message. Every time you get asked to do a presentation or put something together, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour, the very first thing that you need to do is to write a 25-word outcome, a happy ending, the result that you actually want your audience to get. So if an example of that could be, when I was speaking recently to managers, and the brief I got was that they were not recruiting and doing selection very well. They weren't managing the performance of staff very well. In fact, the managing director was not a happy man. So he gave me that brief. So in my head, my 25-word happy ending would have been, or the result is that after the presentation, the managers would have an understanding of what they needed to do to get the results and improve the performance of their staff. Now, I want you really to think about this one. So it doesn't matter what area you work in, you must put this together first. That 25 words, what results do I want to get for my people? And then from that, you choose 3 themes that you will slot in to your design. And that's absolutely imperative. So you've got this 25-word statement. You've got 3 things you might want to share with them, and you outline your script around that. I'm hoping that this actually will make sense to you, and hope that in Toastmasters, if you get asked to do a presentation, 25 words, 3 things you're going to speak about. What's the purpose? Who's the audience? You might not just want to speak to Toastmasters, you might want to share it in your business world. You must get the result first. I see people that put 12 or 20 slides together, and then they think, now I've got my slides, now what will I speak about? Now what? And that's totally the wrong way. Strictly come presenting the steps I'm giving you. If you get the fundamentals right, I call them the essentials of speaking, then you can expand on that and become absolutely fantastic. We're in a new economy just now. I'm sure you would agree. You need to be bold and bright and dynamic in your business. It's really, really important that you get noticed and that you can actually stand out in your business. I'm hoping that you found that designing your message part very useful across all organizations. I'm going to move back to the one, I see I've got some time. Delivering with style. What does delivering with style actually mean? So we talked a little bit about vocal variety. And the vocal variety is something I'm going to emphasize again and again. If you've got a Ferrari car, it's got 8 gears. And I would like to suggest to you that in your vocal variety, how many gears do you use in your voice? That is absolutely key. And one of the things I find is that I've been more and more recently going back to my softer voice. That is absolutely fitting with the economy that we've found ourselves in. And if you work in medical, work as a doctor, psychology, work in any of these fields, you would be in softer vocal variety a lot of the time when you're speaking in your profession, but more so when you go out to present. The second thing I'd like to share with you is how you use body language. And one of the things that's very noticeable when we're out is how serious people are in their body language. Body language can be used in many different ways. Your facial expression for a smile, how you use your hands. If you put your hands out and your palms are up, that's showing love, understanding, and care. I don't see that. I see all these gaps in the vocal variety. People are not using the emotions to connect and engage and entertain the people. Body language can also be used as what I call a jester, being funny.
We're up on time, Sheena.
Yes, we are over time.
Oh, sorry, I'm not seeing the card coming up. Sorry about that.
Oh, we're wrapped with your presentation. It is wonderful.
I'm sorry, I was watching for the green and the red, and I never saw that.
Okay, no problem. So we're
Could
going
I
to
just finish for 10 seconds, 5 seconds?
absolutely.
Yes. What I'd like to do is to share, to plan the next steps. And that is, I'd like everybody here to recap these 9 steps, think about what they need to work on, and really practice to actually become the greatest and perform at their finest. Thank you. Sorry, I was watching for the lights.
Awesome. And we will put your handout in the WhatsApp group for guests and for members so that they can have access to it. And Kathleen, we had a little mishap with Marcus Martinez is not coming. So could you connect Yvonne and Tracy again by email so that Tracy has Yvonne's information about her speech and she'll need an evaluation form from her.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. So we're going to have the Q&A. So put your questions. We don't do audible questions here. We only do them in the chat. So if you can post your questions in the chat and I will read them out. We do that because it's much faster if you have your questions taken. Okay. So Sheena, that was an amazing presentation. Lots of good information. Wow.
Apologies for the timing. I did think I got this right, and I was thinking, oh, I'm watching, I don't see the green or red coming up.
Okay, let's move on to the questions. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Okay, for now, be timing. Okay, turn to the screen. Okay. Kathleen Pill says, amazing presentation, refreshing and invitational and so informative. I've taken tons of notes. And our guest, Ray, says, can you review the 9 steps again, please? So what are the 9 steps?
So what are the 9 steps? Well, I'd have to go through them. Tell them that I'll give them a handout. I'll go through the 9 steps.
Do you have them there? Do you have them there handy?
I have, so the step 1 is Step 1 is about you being the presenter. That's number 1, and being an expert. Step 2 is about loving your audience and choosing the right subject. Step 3 is about designing your message. Step 4 is about engaging and connecting with your people and educating them and entertaining them. Step 5 is delivering with style. Step 6 is managing interruptions. Step 7 is managing questions and answers. Step 8 is finishing on time. Step 9 is planning your next steps. 3 things you're going to do this week, and hopefully that become the greatest, and start to look at how you can be a strictly presenter and improve your performance.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that was the next question. Summarize the 7 points, but there's 9 actually. Wow. Kathleen Pill says again, especially about designing your message. Ooh, that's beautiful. And Megana says, she's a guest, I totally agree. Wonderful presentation. Even I would like to know the step 9. You just repeated it. Great. And Kathleen Pill says, congrats on handling the technical snafus. Yes. And we have to be ready for that as a speaker. Always know when technology is involved, there could be a problem. So you have to have a backup plan. And then Petra says, thank you. Loved your presentation and your sincerity, from Petra. Great. And then Michelle says, Sheena, what is your next step? Awesome question. Can you explain your next step?
My next step, I've not been asked that before. My next step, and what I've been working on just now, is how I can make my processes and more simple for people to understand. And tonight was an example of simplicity, so that people can say, I can learn that, I can do that. So I'm revisiting some of my design work and making it simpler for people to learn.
Awesome. And I'm getting the link for the guests for our WhatsApp group so that you can post it in there as well. Let's see, any more questions for her? Check the chat one more time. What is your next step? Okay. And I'm just going to post this right here. So this is to our WhatsApp join link. And so you can join as a guest in our WhatsApp group. And then we'll be posting, Sheena will be posting her 9 steps in there. And how is the timing? Where's the timer? I can't see you.
Yeah.
Do we have any more minutes left?
We are crossing the 4th minute of the Q&A session.
So one more question. Does anyone else have a question, or else I'll ask a question? Okay. So when you say strictly presenting, can you explain what that means? What is the title of your speech again?
I called this strictly presenting because I felt it was strictly specific, it was laser focused, and I was including the technicalities of presenting. And I guess it does link with strictly come presenting the dancing, strictly come presenting. So it was kind of being a little bit clever, but I felt that sometimes when we go to present, as you know, we've got mountains of paperwork, mountains of books, mountains of people that tell us do this, 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 and this. So strictly was about being laser focused on what I've shared with you tonight.
Great. And we have one last question we're going to ask you. How do you evaluate, this is from Magana again, how do you evaluate your audience experience? How do you know they had a good time or good information?
Well, from a personal point of view, I actually have very good evaluation sheets that I would put out, and I've actually got 7 or 8 questions on it, and they can write on it and tell me about their experience. But
Great.
also I do use, if I'm face to face, I do testimonials. And if people come up to ask me questions and want to know more, then I'll say, would you like to actually tell me what you knew before tonight and what you have you learned tonight? Can you share that on camera? And then I have that experience.
That's excellent. Well, one more big round of applause for Sheena. Thank you. Woo! Awesome. And back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, for our break.
Thank you so much for that awesome session, Toastmaster Sheena. And it's safe to say that all of us learned a lot of new things through your experience. Now, and this is for everybody's attention, we're already 9 minutes over time. So right now it's time to commence the 5-minute break, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. So everyone, go have a cup of tea, stretch yourself, whatever, but come back within 5 minutes. Thank you.
We have a lot more people right now. If you could put your picture on, I'd like to make sure that I capture everybody who's here now, because we have like, I don't know, 6 more people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yay. At times, let's pull everybody up. Okay, and is everybody ready to go into the breakout room?
Tracy, do you
Group
have?
2 needs the agenda too. Also,
Okay, it's in the chat.
It is.
I'm
I
gonna
switched devices.
I'm gonna
Tracy, do you have?
wait a
Tracy,
second.
do you have co-host?
Wait a second. Wait, everybody stop, please. I need to answer Kimmy. Now, what was your question, Kimmy?
I was just saying that group 2 needs the agenda also, and I switched devices so it is
Okay.
not in the chat for
just
me.
posted
Thank
it.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, that's
Perfect.
finished. Now, Kathleen, what's your question? Or
We just need to be certain that Tracy has co-host access so she can record.
Yes, please. Isaac, can you make sure she has co-host access? And please confirm verbally when you have it. And is Ebo a timer?
He's supposed to be, yes, but I can time.
Okay, he is on his way, but he's in his car, so I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't think that's going to work. Isaac, am I a co-host?
Linda, I am a co-host. I can record, and if you want, I can time.
So Tracy,
That would be
now
great.
you co-host.
I have access now, yes.
So group 1 has co-host ability, that's right?
That's correct.
And group 2, Tracy, you have a co-host ability?
I do.
And group 3?
Excuse me, I'm late. What am I supposed to do?
Okay, hold on just a second, please. Group 3, do you have co-host access?
Yes.
Okay, and who's speaking?
This is Petra. I'm late, stuck in the bathroom.
Okay, no problem. We haven't started yet. We're just organizing people.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start in just a minute. Are all our speech crafters, group leaders, are you ready? Do you need anything else before you leave?
No. Is Petra in a breakout room?
No, she should be
Okay.
in the main room. She wants
Thank
to
you.
see the TM showdown.
Okay.
Great.
I think everybody's set.
Okay. Enjoy
All
your
right.
breakout.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Okay, and Isaac, please confirm when all our speech crafters have gone to the breakout room. And we can start our showdown. Sounds like going to be gunslinging. Well, maybe the, what is that? The gavel swinging. Okay. Is everybody in the breakout room? Do they make it?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Oh,
Just
but
let us
actually,
know.
Linda was doing the breakout room. Let me just go in there and see.
So is everybody with an SC gone in front of their name?
I was
Well,
going to go to
let's-
breakout room 2.
Oh, you are? Okay, so you need to let Isaac, can you send her there, or is you don't have the ability?
I do not have the ability.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
think Linda's got.
SC2.
Oh well, no, I can't. Kimmy,
Oh,
where
well,
did
you
you
could
want to
make
go?
me a co-host and I could just go.
Okay.
Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Looks like all the other SCs are gone. Okay. This is like a military operation, I tell you. Okay. And has Kimmy gone?
Not.
I'm leaving now. Just
You're leaving now. Okay. Great. Okay, Mr. Toastmaster, you want to start us up again?
May I make a comment? I need Mavis to join group 1.
Oh,
please.
And it does not look like co-host allows me to move myself.
Oh.
You were assigned to room 2.
And she wasn't sent there. Can you send her there, Linda? And Linda, can you send Mavis?
Hang on. I sent Mavis, and Mavis shows it's not joined.
Oh. Whoa. Where
And
is she? Did she get lost?
I don't know. Kimmy.
It looks like she's in room 1. Mavis looks like she's in room 1.
Okay. Is that the right
Kimmy?
room?
Yes, she is in room 1 now.
Okay. And then Kimmy's in 2, right?
That's where she's supposed to be, but there you are, assigned to. I
Thank
put you
you.
in room 2. Go now.
Bye.
Okay, have
Bye.
fun. Bye. Okay, now we're ready for our showdown.
Okay.
Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Finally, everyone, it is time for the showdown, and good things come to all those wait. So thank you for waiting. Now it is time for our DTM showdown, where a DTM will speak, a DTM will evaluate, and a DTM will evaluate the evaluation, and then another DTM will maybe do another evaluation. We don't know. So our first speaker, our DTM speaker for the day is DTM Kanchan Sonic. Has been a Toastmaster for 4.5 years. She chartered the first ever women's club of District 98. She's an MBA graduate and has been a trainer for 15 years. She loves to travel, write poetry and dancing, Strictly Come Dancing, a proud mother of 2 monsters. And it is my honor to introduce her DTM evaluator, DTM Santosh Shakela, who we have met before as well. He believes that feedback is the breakfast of champions, so he's here to take some evaluation on his evaluation. So DTM Santosh, over to you for introducing the project.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. I hope that I'm audible.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
are.
Okay. So today our distinguished Toastmaster Kanchan is attempting a speech which is on building social media presence. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply her understanding of social media to enhance an established or new social media presence. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of her experience establishing or enhancing a social media presence. Timer, please note the timing is 5 to 7 minutes, which means at 5 minutes it is green, at 6 minutes it is yellow, and at 7 minutes it is red, with a grace period of 30 seconds on both the sides. All the best. DTM Kanchan. We are all at 12:30 a.m. in the night here. A bit sleepy, but still we are enthusiastic for the DTM showdown. Thank you so much, and over to the host.
DTM Kanchan, please confirm whether you can see me because I'll be the timer.
Yes, Tana, I can see you.
Okay, great.
Tala, may I start?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, of course you can.
Introduce her with her name, title name. So
Yeah, I was just waiting for that.
Ready to go.
Oh, okay. So those DTM, sorry. Yeah, I'm lost between a lot of windows right now. Don't blame me. But anyhow, the speech title is, wait a second. The Unplanned Journey, DTM Kanchan Sonic. DTM Kanchan Sonic, The Unplanned Journey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tala. Good morning, good evening, and good night to the lovely people around. I come from a proud land where we call Namaste. So Namaste to one and all. What am I here to talk about? My unplanned journey. It started on the Fool's Day in 2017 when I didn't make a fool of myself and enrolled to Toastmasters. And that's where my unplanned journey began. Began towards a newer version of myself, began to listening wonderful speeches and to those crossroads which gave me confirmation that I am on the right path. Every failure gave me reasons to toast for a better version of my life, and that journey continued, and continued. Every renewal cycle, I would sit and think, am I doing the right thing? And before I could think again, my heart would pump out and say, you can't live without Toastmasters. And that's how it has been 4.5 years. Did I stick to one club? No. Did I love Toastmasters when I started? Forget it. It got to me in the business where it came to me as a corporate responsibility. I am an executive assistant for 15 long years. And one day my boss walks into my cabin and says, Kanchan, I give you a responsibility to charter a club. And if you don't charter a club, we will discard this idea. I attended a demo meeting and I couldn't give up on those lovely speeches, which turned the table around where I was looking forward to be a speaker. And that day, this idea was going around for 8 months, and it took me 8 days to charter my first club, where I was the charter member, charter president, and then there was no looking back. I have chartered 2 clubs in this journey, looking forward to charter the third one in another 8 days. Isn't the world around? Yes, it is beautiful. Indeed wonderful. And how did it happen? It happened because of all of you. This unplanned journey and every unplanned speech was there because there were some beautiful planned people who were ready to clap, who were ready to applaud, and who were ready to say, Kanchan, you can do it. When the world around was questioning, Toastmasters around were clapping and applauding, and I was boosting high with my energy. In the last 4 years, the most wonderful journey of my life gave me some hiccups. I lost the only power in my house, my dad. He was the only man, the minority of the house. But did I give up? My Toastmasters friends came home and says, people need to know about who your dad was. And that was the only speech where I cried, vented out, and I felt better. I got separated. Being a single mother of 2 monsters was never easy. Toastmasters came to me and said, go and speak to the world. There are various women who would like to learn from your journey. Don't give up, my dear friend. We see the spark in you. And that unplanned journey still continued. What happened in this all when I was walking alone, fighting hard, the storms hitting me here and there? I had people who held my spirits high. So when I talk about Toastmasters, this is not a fraternity who gave me support. This is not the fraternity which stood next to me. This is the only fraternity who helped me when my friends and family weren't there. When I was shattered, broken, cried, and was looking forward to end my life, not once, twice, but at least 4 times. But every time when I looked upon, I had a person who was telling me, we look forward to see you in our next meeting. We would like to meet you over a cup of coffee. And why not yummy snacks? And every time I had somebody to talk to. So, my dear lovely friends, when you think life has shattered upon you and you feel there's nothing looking forward to, please attend a Toastmasters meeting. You would have reasons to laugh, reasons to inspire, and reasons to move on. When I thought if I as a woman has to go so much into this and fight and find a way out, why don't I look forward to more wonderful women and start an only club in India where there are a lot of topics to be spoken about and where we really want only women to hear about it. I had my own challenges. It wasn't easy, but it took me 1 long year to convince the leadership and get my first club rolling. From there, we have got district people who have attended and applauded for our efforts. The women who I saw shattered in the first meeting, where they were tired and nervous in the first meeting, have represented in area and district levels. One small step. You have to just take one small step of hope, and the journey is beyond. The one ray of light can turn the darkness into light. Your one smile, and I see everybody smiling on the screen, and that could happen with the power of social media. I started this club in COVID when people were crying about the crisis around. I looked forward for an opportunity to correct around the world. Sarah, the Sarah of Toastmasters, came to Wonders of Women's and gave a speech note, and we had a wonderful time listening to her. We had around 17 guests across the globe attending our meetings. We had wonderful speeches, and the journey moves on. Today, I look forward to many more milestones because I know when I die, I'm going to be a Toastmaster Kanchan. DTM was an award given to me for my appreciations, but was not the only thing I looked forward to. What I look forward to is to know everybody of you, because what we miss in this journey is the stories and those shoulders to cry, some ears to hear. This technology has brought the world closer, and humans have moved away. There are very little souls who are ready to listen to such stories. We are in so much hurry to do everything, multitasking, that we forget there is time to breathe. When you are all breathing, remember that you are living a life too. When you're all crying and looking for reasons to be shattered, think for the reasons. Why are you glad? I am glad that I'm presenting an international speech today at a club I have never traveled to. Are you glad too? Unplanned journeys are wonderful. Please plan an unplanned one. Over to you, TM Oditala.
Thank you so much. And we are grateful that you traveled and we got to hear about your journey. It was absolutely wonderful. Now it is 1 minute silence for the evaluator. 1 minute silence is over. And before we move further, I will ask our dear President, DTM Cynthia Stott. She has some announcements in store. So over to you, President Cynthia. You're muted.
I fell prey to it. I'm trying to answer somebody's message. Ah, multitasking. I want to give 5 minutes for the evaluator to be able to get his notes together so he can evaluate right away, just like in a contest, because he's going to be in the evaluation contest soon. So our announcements are that we're not 1 year old yet. We're a big club. We're a worldwide club. We're pretty famous, but we're not yet 1 year old. And so we will be 1 year old on the 23rd of October. And we're having a huge celebration. And I hope you will join us on October 25th. And we have a surprise speaker. So don't miss that. And then we're also doing a speechcraft, if you may have noticed. There's 3 breakout rooms going on because we have 6 speech crafters speaking in the breakout rooms on the afternoon. Oh, hi, we have a guest Toastmaster timer. Wonderful. And on alternate weeks, we have the evening session, and we have 5 speech crafters, 10 speech crafters speaking there, and that we have 10 breakout sessions. So that's wonderful. So our evaluator says he's ready. So in just a minute, I'm going to evaluate, but the 3 things I'm going to look for in the evaluation is number 1, that the evaluation is supportive and really encourages the speaker to keep going. Number 2, that the evaluation focuses on her strengths so she can repeat what she did well. And number 3 is that she had that Santosh give her at least 1 stretch goal. 3 is better, rule of 3s, so that she can make her speech even better. And these are not what we call weaknesses or not areas of improvement. We call them stretch goals because that's looking forward rather than back, being positive rather than critical. And so we can really help the speaker to stretch further. So I'll give it back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Who is the timer?
Thank you. I'm the timer. So I
Timer,
just
you're the
announce.
timer.
Yeah. So thank you so much, President Cynthia Stott. And now it is time for the evaluator. I've already introduced our DTM evaluator to you. So the only thing remaining to be done is I'll announce the timing cards, and those are the usual 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll be showing a green at 2, a yellow at 2:30, and a red at 3. And of course, you have 30 seconds to finish after that. So everyone, please put your hands together for our DTM evaluator, DTM Santosh Akela. Over to you, sir.
Once a Toastmaster is always a passionate Toastmaster. Master of Ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear DTM, dedicated Toastmaster Kanchan. Being a passionate Toastmaster myself and sitting in this meeting at 1 o'clock in the night, I can definitely connect with whatever you spoke. Now, friends, let us see what the speaker has shared as a part of her journey today, and that went very smooth. One thing that grabbed my attention was that kind of opening with the power of repetition. When something is repeated again and again, that gives me an opportunity to drill that down and remember forever. And when Kanchan said continued, began, that is the point when I thought that, oh, wow, this is something that I have to look forward to. And the best part of the speech was how Kanchan used vocal variety at every part of her speech. When she was speaking about her boss, she used a different voice, and there were variations in the voice throughout the speech that made me feel hooked to the speech forever and ever. And finally, do you know the best part of your speech, Kanchan? That was the emotion. The emotion with which you made connection by sharing certain vulnerable and personal instances, and then you said, don't give up. That is the point when I got connected with your speech immediately, and I took that with me. Now, having said that, any speech can be made a better speech, and any journey will have some speed breakers that you wish to overcome. Now, let us see certain speed breakers that our speaker can overcome today. I felt that since the project objective itself is about social media, more focus and emphasis could have been kept on the point of social media and sharing various social media strategies that were implemented. And also, second point, I felt that there could have been these were stories, beautiful stories, but they were all multiple stories arranged in sequence. If one or two stories have been taken and more detailing, for example, how was your experience when you formed a club? What was the struggle for forming a club? All these detailing points will definitely give me a more depth and more connection to the speech. And finally, the power of pause. I felt that the speaker could have used pauses after speaking about being a single mother, and then take a pause that can convert my revelation into realization. Having said that, it has been a great journey, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Kanchan, by having to use the power of repetition, by using vocal variety and emotions. And if you can work on emphasizing more on the project objectives, providing more detailing with lesser number of stories, and using the power of pauses, you are definitely going to be a rock star speaker. You said that everyone looks forward to you for the next meeting. Let me tell you, I am looking forward to seeing you in the next meeting. Thank you so much. And over to the Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you so much, DTM Santosh. And one more thing I would like to find out, how do you form a club in 8 days? Trust me, I'm willing to pay you for the secret. So there, you have already a customer. So I'll now give 1 minute for the evaluator's evaluator, and then we'll resume. We are done with 1 minute for the evaluator, and it is now time to announce our second speaker. Our second speaker is someone who has already been introduced quite a few times. So no prizes for guessing. It's our very own president, DTM Cynthia Stott. And she will have a speech on the topic, evaluation, the breakfast of champions, although I do really feel like a dinner right now. But anyhow, that's what the title is. The duration of the speech is 10 to 12 minutes. About DTM Cynthia Stott. She is the 2015 District 57 evaluation champion. So everyone better listen to her. She will evaluate evaluator DTM Santosh and use it. She is an international speech coach and global visibility influencer with 47,000 followers in 140 plus countries. So everyone, please put your hand together for DTM Cynthia Stott.
Thank you, Tala. Great. Wow, 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 wow. You can tell we have DTMs in the house. That speech was amazing. And the evaluation was amazing too. And I'm going to first touch on those 3 points. Was it supportive and encouraging? Absolutely. Absolutely, it was. Encourage her to move forward. Did he focus on her strengths? Absolutely. He talked about her strengths and so that she could repeat them. And third, did he give her stretch goals, focusing on the future? There, I would say they were stretch goals and how he talked about them, but even better, if you could talk about them in the future rather than in the past. You could have, you should have, you did, but more like if you were to do this, if you were to focus more on the project, what the project was on the social media and talked about that, it would have been even better. If you were to have talked about just a few of the stories and went in depth with them, that would have made your speech even better, took it to the next level. See how there's a difference in how we talk about it? If we could talk about it forward facing and that's more encouraging to go for it and do it and hone it and make it even better. But what you did, Santosh, is you gave us a summary. You made sure to include the summary, which is necessary in a speech evaluation contest. It's 15 points for the judges. So it's the difference between an A and a B. And I have seen it be the difference between the number 1 winner and the, got a phone call. The number 1 winner and the number 2 winner, where the number two winner was the best evaluator, absolutely, hands down. But he forgot to give a summary and he lost those 15 points. And the evaluator who won was my student. So he knew that he had to include a summary. And by the way, he was the only one of all the evaluators competing that year in the district. It was in District 4 in San Francisco. He was the only one to include that because he had been to my class and he learned the number 1 thing that an evaluator contestant needs to know is to have a summary. And Santosh, you absolutely did. So you could be the absolute winner. There's one more thing that an evaluation contestant needs to do, and that's keep on time. Don't go overtime. Santosh, you definitely kept within time. You are much better than me. I won in 2014. I won at the club, the area, the division, and at the district. I timed out, not by 1 second, but like by a long shot. And I heard tell that I would have been the winner in 2014, but I timed out and I had to do it all over again. Club, area, division, and then the district. And I didn't time out this time. So that, yes, absolutely. It's that little monkey with the hands over his face. It was terrible, but what a lesson that was. I've never gone over time in a contest since. So that was a good lesson learned. So Santosh, if you were the one, you were in the evaluation contest, I believe that you would be the winner. Awesome. So I want to tell about some of my tips for being a evaluation winner. And it's a little different than you have to do in the club. In the club, it's more about supporting the member to grow. That's the primary goal. And especially here at Leaders Worldwide, that is our primary focus. And that's why we have evaluations in the speech craft room. But I'm also thinking about carving out the time to have an evaluation of the evaluation in the main room for 1 to 2 minutes so that the evaluator can improve, but also so that all of us can improve. All of us can understand what is needed in evaluation, because evaluation, I think it's the best way to grow as a speaker, because you think about speeches differently when you evaluate properly. And you have more of a critical eye of what worked and what didn't work and what's their stretch goal. And then also gives you an opportunity to practice giving feedback in a positive way. And how much can we use that in our daily lives as a boss, as a coworker, as a mom, as a dad, giving that feedback in a way that the person can receive it and grow. That's so key. And even when you're in I heard some old Toastmasters, some longtime Toastmasters say, in an evaluation contest, no holds bar. You've got to give it to them because it's a contest and you have to win. And I was like, oh no. Even in the judging criteria, it says, was it supportive? So you have to focus on being supportive of that speaker. And the number one way that I know to be, no old Toastmasters, just veterans one. I love that. Veteran Toastmasters. Thank you. A very good way to say it. But the best way to help your speaker to grow actually comes from physics. There is a principle in physics that says the observer affects the observed. And actually, there have been physics experiments showing that it changes when you look at it. So how you look at your speaker will change how they speak and how you evaluate them. I call it being a sacred witness, observing with those eyes of love and compassion, thinking about them as your beloved, as your spouse or your dearest friend or your child or your mother or your aunt, even if you never met the speaker before. If you can focus and use your eyes literally of love to look on the speaker as your beloved, that you want them to grow the most, that will make you a really good evaluator. And also when I evaluate, I divide the paper in half and I put on one side, I put the stretch goal, the strengths, and the other side, the stretch goals. And I usually use 3, the power of 3s. I like the power of 3s. And I know that some judges do ding if you do less than 3, if you do 2, and if you do more, 4 is okay, but maybe 5 or 6, they're going to say it's too many. So it's always good to stick with the power of 3, although it's not a rule. And the first one I use is the last one that Santosh used, and it is pause. How did the speaker use pause well? And how could they use it even better? And that's a really something that you want to focus on whenever you're giving an evaluation, because I guarantee that you can find at least one way that the speaker used it well, or especially that they could have used it even better to make their speech more powerful. And I have a grid actually that shows all the difficult things for a speaker and their cures, what you could do. And pause takes care of a lot of cures. Pause gives you confidence, gives you credibility, stage presence. Having a pause is really good, especially if you're a non-native English speaker. It helps to slow down your pace. It helps the ear to catch up with the brain, because it comes in the ear, but it has to go in the brain and get interpreted, both when you're speaking as a non-native English speaker and when you're speaking to a non-native English speaker. So we're all an international audience. So use that pause to slow it down. Now, one thing I learned from Bill Clinton, not personally, but from his speeches. Bill Clinton had tons of ums and ahs and you knows before he became a good speaker. And now he's an excellent speaker. He gets paid $60,000 to $80,000 every time he speaks. Do you know how he got rid of those ums and ahs? The pause, the power of the pause. He put pauses in his speech. He actually wrote out the word pause in certain areas. And then he was able to more easily pause before he would say a filler word. So there's tons of things that pauses do. So look at how they used it well and how they could use it better. And then have two other choices. A lot of times I say position. So maybe how they positioned themselves on the stage or in the Zoom box that we're limited to our space, and how they, that includes also their gestures and especially their facial features. Facial expressions are so important with Zoom. Eye contact and facial expressions are most important. Now, I learned that lesson from Julia Roberts, the Oscar-winning performer who did Pretty Woman. She won Oscars for her films, but when she performed on stage, she was almost booed off the stage and she was highly criticized because she was used to close-ups, getting close with the camera, being intimate, not being way back and using her arms and legs and trying to project. So be like Julia Roberts and make love with the camera, and it will make love with you back. Awesome. So I hope that you got a lot of tips for becoming a champion evaluator during this evaluations breakfast of champions. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. That really wasn't a breakfast. It was lunch and dinner for the next 3 days. Thank you so much for the valuable tips, especially about the pause. I will take that away with me, most certainly, amongst other tips, of course. Now, it is time for our table topics session. But do we have our table topics master in the house?
I would like to take it if there is nobody there.
Who is that?
This is
That
Kanchan.
is our DTM Kanchan.
Sure. Go for
Why
it.
not?
I think why not?
Just allow me 10 seconds and I'll be back. Just give me 10 seconds.
Sure. No worries at all. Thank you so much.
And we only have time for 3 table topics.
Yes.
So get ready to volunteer because it will be the first 3 to volunteer. And I know there's so many Toastmasters here that want to volunteer. And we'll probably focus on our guests. So Meghana already volunteered in the chat. I don't know if anybody else did, but we can look at that. Okay.
Are we ready?
Yay!
Are we?
Yes.
Okay. So I would request the timer to continue.
Yeah, of course.
We will have a lot of fun. Yes.
Yeah, of course. Just let me go over the timing. So the timings for table topics are 1 to 2 minutes. That means green at 1, yellow at 1:30, and red at 2. And as always, when you see red, it is time to get out. That means try to wind up your speech. So over to you, our impromptu master of impromptu session, DTM Kanchan.
Wow. Thank you so very much, Tala. And for all of you, I am the table topic master. I have got all rights to choose you, drill you, and give you the toughest topic of your life. Trust me, I'm not that bad. I will do a better job. You can take a deep breath and relax. Who's going to come first? I'll be a little decent for first few.
Kanchan, your Meghna.
Oh, Meghna, one at night. I'll give you first one. Yeah. So, Meghna, your topic is Toastmaster Meghna, stay hungry, stay foolish. Toastmaster Meghna, stay hungry, stay foolish. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Toastmaster Meghna.
Am I clearly audible and visible?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for a wonderful topic. That is, stay hungry and stay foolish. All the audience in the house today, what is the purpose that drove you to this meeting? The very reason is the hunger to learn something, to be better, and to become better in your future. And that's the sole purpose we are all gathered here, awake late night, especially in India, maybe a good afternoon to the people who are in other countries, or good evening to some people. But all of us, what unites us is one purpose, and that purpose is to achieve greater by seeking the knowledge around the globe. As beautiful as it can be, one person is termed foolish. You know why? Because he is not hungry to learn. When you say, I don't know, there's nothing wrong about it. It is wrong when you don't want to know what you don't know. So the very reason what we are living here today is to know the unknown, to discover the unknown, and to unleash what is there for us to achieve greater, right? Let me share a personal story at this particular moment. I was also a person who didn't know about Toastmaster and was afraid to participate in a contest. But what really motivated me was that hunger to unleash myself before an audience like you and learn from you guys and present myself in a manner that can gather some appreciation. In life, you should, I ask and urge everyone to take this call to attempt for things which you have never done so that you discover the best you can. And the greatest glory is not to fail, but to rise above all the odds and succeed. Thank you. Over to you.
Woohoo!
To everyone in the room, we still have people who can speak wonderful speeches in their night dresses at 1 at night. So all of you, where it is morning and evening and afternoon, get up, pull up your socks and come up next for a wonderful table topic. That was great one, Meghna, well attempted. Who is gonna be the next chosen one, the blessed child of today's meeting?
There is one volunteer in the chat box.
Oh, very good.
Ray
Priyanka,
Rivera.
I know they just want to participate and go to sleep. I will give them the option first. Okay?
Ray.
Toastmaster Priyanka.
I'm available.
Okay, Ray, I'll come to you after Priyanka. I will give her the mercy of being 1 at night, and then I come to you.
Sounds good.
Okay. Toastmaster Priyanka, one more step. And to everybody in the room, this is from DTM Chandra, who was our District 98 Division Director. One more step. Toastmaster Priyanka, one more step.
One more step. Have you felt every time you go to the gym and you're taking 15 reps of a single set, at the 10th rep, you're just about to give up. And then your gym trainer says, just one more. One more step is what keeps us going towards achieving that light at the end of the tunnel, even when the entire tunnel is dark. Have we not faced this so often? Have we not faced this so often that we are about to just give up, and that one more step that we keep on taking every single day makes us reach our destination? It is rightly said, courage is not the voice that roars out loud. It is the voice that says, I will try again tomorrow. And that is why one more step should be the fundamental of achieving anything that you want to achieve in life. This is the fundamental behind breaking down bigger goals into smaller ones so that you can plan in small steps to achieve a bigger goal. And take those one more step and one more step and one more step towards achieving a bigger step, a bigger goal. I think one more step is like carpe diem, seize the day. You seize one day at a time, and that is one more step towards living a more fulfilling life. One more step actually makes you believe in the power of one. because every single step is what makes the journey beautiful in achieving a beautiful milestone. Thank you so much for being the one more step in my beautiful journey of Toastmasters. Thank you all DTMs for this meeting. Over to you.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster Priyanka. That was indeed wonderful. I wish I could give you one more minute, but my timer doesn't allow me that. Moving now to Toastmaster Ray. Ray, the power of your subconscious mind. Toastmaster Ray, the power of your subconscious mind, the power of your subconscious mind, Toastmaster Ray. You are on mute, Ray.
What can I tap into my mind? Well, I better tap the unmute button first and show you what's in my mind. What is going on here? Why am I in front of an audience that looks like strangers? Am I just so petrified to talk that nothing comes out except maybe what is the equivalent of a Buddhist chant? No. What should be in my mind is something that will help me grow in confidence, to give me the strength to stand in front of an audience. Not like when we first started out, when we did our first icebreaker, it didn't matter what the subject was. All we cared about was how fast can we get to that lectern and how fast can we sit down. It's about not just confidence. It's about learning to be confident. Speaking of that, it was important that I find the timer. Make sure that I don't go overtime. He wasn't available at the top of my bar. Now he's on the side. Thank you. That's an example of confidence. I could have Googled what that title meant. I could have got a summary. But what's the fun in that? The important thing is that I take the title and tell you what I think it is. That's a lot more fun. Over to you, Table Topics Mistress.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ray. It was wonderful. Tapping the unconscious and then the mute button. That is the learning I take ahead. Who is coming next for a wonderful session? Yes, Petra. I have a wonderful, really wonderful thing for you. The topic is this wonderful picture made by my elder monster, which says, okay, can you see this? Toastmaster Petra. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. Toastmaster Petra.
Thank you so much. I love you, Mom. How many are we in this audience are mothers? I'm sure some of you, at least the table topic master, is a mother of two loving, lovely monsters. It's a challenge for me. That's word of the day, to answer this topic, because I'm not a mother, but I have a mother. And I know I love you, Mom, is something I say It's something I feel. It's something I believe. But we must accept that some of the children, they may not love their mom, and some of the moms may not love their children. So what I would like to express from my mind is that maybe we shouldn't judge other people when their moms don't love them or when they don't love their mom. They may have reasons. So to answer your topic, to elaborate on your topic with great challenge, it's so common to love your mom, to say, I love your mom, but have a compassion, have sympathy for people who struggle, for people who have been in a difficult situation. And maybe some of the people somewhere, somehow, they have a reason not to be able to say, I love you, Mom, but I love your question, Mom. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Petra, I've been following you on Facebook and I'm so glad that I could meet you thanks to the social media and Mr. Santosh Akela and Cynthia and who not, where we are together today.
Hey.
Timer, do I have one or two more options?
No, we're way over time.
Okay,
We
no problem.
already planned only for 3. So
No problem. Thank you so very much, Tala, for having me here. Over to you.
thank you so much, DTM Kanchan, for that absolutely unbelievable impromptu speech session. Not only did we enjoy the table topics questions, but the answers were also absolutely fantastic. Now, without further ado, I will introduce our journal evaluator of the day, who is Toastmaster Damilar Olanian. Over to you, Toastmaster Olanian.
Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much. That's been an exciting session today. I've learned quite a lot and I've listened to some good use of language, a lot of things to take home from this meeting. Now, this is the evaluation portion of the meeting. And as we say in Toastmasters, that evaluation or feedback is the breakfast of champions. All right, without much further ado, I would like to invite to the virtual stage the timer to give us the feedback on the usage of time.
Okay, so as timer, I'll keep my report brief. We started a couple of minutes late, and our keynote speaker also went over time, which might have something to do with my failure to ensure that she pinned the timer window before speaking. So that is something to take away. Any timer should always ensure that the speaker have them pinned. We also had some technical difficulties in the middle, due to which your journal evaluation session that was supposed to start at 12:40 has started about 12:37. It's about 13 minutes late, which is not that bad, all said and done. Every other speaker and evaluator were within time. So over to you, journal evaluator.
Thank you very much for the concise reports, the timer. Now I'd like to call on the grammarian to tell us how that with the usage of English language.
Thank you. Well, we did fairly well on duplicates of challenge. Sheena, did it use challenge twice? Petra, no, that wasn't correct. Okay. Now the next is Cynthia was a star for ums, oohs, ahs, and 4 ums, 3 oohs, and 2 or 3 ahs. And we also have Tala for 3 ohs and sorry. He didn't need the word sorry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the grammarian. Thank you very much for paying attention to our easy language and giving us the report. Now, I have to give my evaluation as the general evaluator. First, I have to say thank you very much for inviting me to be your general evaluator today. It has been an awesome session. I've learned quite a lot. I noticed the distinction in the agenda as compared to what I'm used to. So I think it's a lot of learning points for me, which I'll take home. As the general evaluator, I evaluated everything that happened throughout the meeting, especially in the main room, which was my focus. For my evaluation, I'm going to focus on 3 elements. That's the roles, the timing, as well as the ambience of the meeting room. Starting with the role players. First, I have to commend the organizers for choosing competent role players who did not only come on stage to give excellent performance, but also focus on improving themselves. That showed that they must have taken some time in preparing for their roles. The sergeant at arms, Sally, did a great job opening the meeting. For that, she tried to welcome the guests, use the chat box to ask where you're from. So it sets the meeting tone, and everybody was excited. It was going to be the ultimate DTM show. I also like the fact that she recognized everyone. Now, the president took over from Sergeant at Arms, and she was enthusiastic. She managed to motivate the audience. And during the meeting, she also mentioned about the 1-year club anniversary. And I said, congratulations to the club. It does not look like a club that is just a little below 1 year. It looks like a club that is about 10 years. So a huge congratulations to the work that the club has been doing. The Toastmasters Day was quite engaging, and I wouldn't expect anything less from a 4-time distinguished Toastmaster, right? Yeah, that was great. I noticed there was a little technical glitch when the timer was introducing our role, and I appreciate the efforts of the Toastmaster of the Day in filling up that role. That was quite great. The speech evaluators were fantastic. I think they use the CRC method we call it comment, recommend, comment again. Because it comes to Toastmasters meeting and you give a speech and you get an evaluation where you're being attacked, you might not want to give another speech again. And that's the beauty of Toastmasters. It creates a positive environment for members to learn and grow. The table topic segment was engaging and fantastic. The questions that were asked were excellent, which allowed the speakers to give us insight into the questions. So I applaud the topic master coming up with those excellent questions, especially on the spot. Though I would have loved if the guests were also allowed to also take part in this segment so they can have a feeling of what it takes to be a Toastmaster. I also appreciate the effort of the grammarian and the timer for doing an excellent job. Now, focusing on the ambience, I would say it has been an exciting meeting. The Toastmasters of the Day did an excellent job in coordinating, putting structure to the meeting. The agenda was well structured to ensure that there's a flow between each speaker, to the role player and the rest. I also love the fact that, I also love the innovation, having the breakout rooms and the speechcraft and the whole thing. These are excellent. Finally, with the timing, I noticed that the timer has already told us that we started a little bit late, or might be ending a little bit late. I hope next time able to put everything in place to ensure that we coordinate ourselves and we finish right on time. Thank you very much. And over to Toastmaster, the president, right? Thank you.
Thank you. And Toastmaster, we're gonna thank you so much for being a Toastmaster. You're really a ringmaster today. Was quite a circus with so much going on, and we're going to skip the role volunteers and do that by email because we're running late on time and I want to hear your takeaways. So raise your hand if you have a takeaway that you'd like to share with us. What are you taking away with you from this meeting? And Tala, I'd love to hear your takeaway.
Wow. One takeaway is that doing two roles at once makes you listen to each and everything during the meeting. And that can be extremely rewarding. In our clubs, we are used to multitasking. And this is something I thrive on. We all thrive on. It is really fun to do, but never have I ever done the timer role with TMOD. So yeah, that was something new. And it was quite a bit of fun. Apologies again for the minor errors that I committed. Forgive me for that. But I had an absolutely wonderful time, mainly because I listened to each and every speaker very closely and got to learn a lot. So yeah, wonderful time.
Awesome, Tala. And would you like a virtual chocolate? That's our tradition here.
I'd like the whole box.
Ah, you deserve the whole box for your 4 DTM. In fact, you deserve 4 boxes. Here you come. 1, 2, 3, 4 GTMs and 4 chocolate boxes. Maybe you can share some with your daughter that came on your lap.
Yeah.
So you played father, TMOD, and timer. Wow, in one meeting. And Isaac, can you help me with someone raising their hands? I can't see everybody if they're raising their hands to be next. We just have time for a couple more.
I don't see anyone with their hands raised.
Maybe someone from the breakout room. Tracy, how was your breakout room? And did you speak? Impromptu speaking.
I sure did today. The breakout room was great. I had Kimmy along with us today in the room, and she just jumped in and helped me out with those roles. I was ready to multitask, but it was great to have her there, that I could have her support and assistance with the roles, and she did great. We had a great time. The speeches were good. I gave a speech on the spur of the moment. So, and it's all about learning to adapt and adjusting to having to do what you have to do when the show must go on, like you said earlier, and you just roll with what you have and you make it happen. So it was a great meeting today.
Beautiful, beautiful. And would you like a virtual chocolate?
I'll take one.
Okay, here it comes. Woo!
Thank you.
No sugar, no calories.
And then
Anyone else?
I think that Mavis raised her hand. Am I wrong, Mavis?
You are correct.
Okay,
Yes, I do.
Mavis.
Hello.
Hi.
For me, it was a great experience getting to share all these nice things with people from different Toastmasters club. Was also always amazing. I had to evaluate Carla, and then someone had to evaluate me, and I had to get all the pitfalls so that next time when I give an evaluation, I wouldn't make those mistakes. And the other good thing that happened to me was when I had to do an impromptu speech. That was a table topics. As an African child, what was my experience for Halloween? You know, in Africa, we don't celebrate Halloween, but I got to celebrate Halloween sometime back when I went to the United Kingdom, and I had to share it with them. I was so intrigued with the skeleton costume and the fact that you had a pumpkin bucket and you get to have so many sweets. And it was an amazing experience for me, and I got to share it with in the breakout room, and that was so much fun for me. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for inviting me.
Thank you, Mavis, for coming. We so appreciate you, and we love that you were here to add one more flower to our garden. Without you, it wouldn't be the same. Thank you. Would you like a chocolate?
Yes, I need a box full of that. I love chocolate.
A box full, a Halloween box full, in a pumpkin bucket. How's that?
Yes, in a pumpkin bucket.
Here it comes. Woo! Oh, fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have one more before we go?
I did see Khadijah's hand raised for a second.
Khadijah, yes.
And Megana is also.
Okay, Khadijah?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't raise my hand, but I'll speak briefly. It was a great meeting. I enjoyed the DTM showdown. That was fantastic. And I love the takeaways, the points. Prepare, put your paper, divide your paper in half and have the power of 3, focus on pausing, and the speaker's gestures and facial expressions. That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Would you like a chocolate?
Yes, please. Thank
Okay,
you.
here it comes. Woo!
I got it.
How about some Belgian dark chocolate? Woohoo! Yum. All right, and Magana, you're going to be the last one.
Yeah.
Magana.
Thanks, Cynthia. I must thank DTM Kanchan because she was the one to forward the meeting invite to me. So it was thoroughly enjoyable, I must say, and a great learning experience. All of you are filled with so much of enthusiasm. It doesn't feel like 1:30 in the night in India today because of the energy and enthusiasm each speaker brought into the stage, and with so much of learning to carry. And also, I brilliantly love the idea of having different breakouts and, encouraging multiple speeches and evaluating the evaluators. This is something which I've never seen before. So it's a great learning carried forward to our clubs and our meetings. So looking forward to more meeting with you guys. It was a wonderful experience, and I'm taking back a lot of chocolates, a lot of energy, and a lot of learning. It was really wonderful. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. And would you like a chocolate?
Definitely.
Here you
Thank
go.
you.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe you can eat it tomorrow so you can sleep tonight.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And Kanchan, yes, our beautiful DTM speaker.
Thank you so very much, Cynthia. I can't thank you enough. I had a crazy day today, but because Santosh invited me here, I think he's sleeping now. However, I just want to tell you that you beautiful listeners and the way you conducted the entire thing, I had a great learning, and it was indeed an honor to be a part of this wonderful session. Tala, Cynthia, thank you once again for having me here. It was really, really wonderful. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Our pleasure. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being our first guest DTM speaker. We've never allowed regular speakers for 5 to 7 minutes. We've only allowed keynote presenters to come. So you are the first. Congratulations. Woohoo! And would you like a chocolate?
I would like 2 because I have 2 monsters and I have to share with them.
Then I'll give you 3, so you get to eat 1 too. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. This was so much fun. I think we're going to have more DTM showdowns in the future. It sounds like it went over really well, and focusing on making our evaluations even better is my main focus here at Leaders Worldwide. Thank you so much, and enjoy your evening, your day, your afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye for now. Bye.